Welcome back to Lane Switching. Today, I have my guest, none other than Skinny Hendrxx. Welcome to the Whip, my
What's
G.
up? Thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah, of course. And to be honest, bro, like consistently, I obviously see the people who like and comment and everything like that, and consistently, like you're one of the people who like always supported the brand, always supported Lane Switching,
For
and
sure, bro. For sure. We
I,
need more platforms in the city, so I gotta support and shit,
yeah, for sure.
Uh,
I mean, we appreciate it a ton. And so let's just start off a quick about before music, just a little bit about your upbringing.
so, born in Ottawa, lived there my whole life, mostly like on the east side of the city. Basically, like bounce around in the city. I used to live in Vanier for a few years. Then I moved down to like around like Beacon Hill area for a couple years. Now I'm in Orleans. Been here like for like most of my life, I'd say.
So like you've kind of like bounced around the city. What was like just how is it living in Ottawa? How is your experience living out here?
Like some regular shit, like it's Ottawa, it's like it's home, like going out, like meeting like different groups of friends and stuff like that, like from like different parts of the city and stuff like that, like different dynamics, like compared to like living in Vanier to like Orleans. So like, you just adjust to like that type of stuff. But yeah, it's regular,
For
it's
real,
home. Yeah.
that's true. And obviously, like you just started releasing singles. Well, your first single on streaming services was in 2021. But when and why did you start making music?
Honestly, like I'll say like I go like way back. Like growing up, like at home, like my mother used to like sing a lot in the house and shit. So like singing, like making music was like a part of my life a lot of time, to like a point where like I would even go in school and stuff and I would get like written up because I was always like singing or like rapping songs and shit like that. Like teachers would get pissed off at me and stuff. But like that's a whole different story. But like honestly, like I never see myself like becoming an artist. Like it started, me and my homie Jaxie, like we linked up like things 2016, something like that. Like at first it was him that was like really trying to do this music shit. I was just trying to be someone like in the background, like supporting him, like
Yeah.
however I can and shit like that. But eventually, like I just like said, let's try it, because I always had like a passion for like spoken words and poetry. Yeah, so like that's something that really like pushed me to do music. And then I think it was 2020, like during the pandemic, like we were all at home, like nothing really to do and stuff like that. So I said like, yo, why not, let's give it a try. And then, I came out with like Deep End, and like I got like a lot of like good like reactions from it. So since then I just kept going, like making more songs and shit like that.
And obviously your name's Skinny Hendrix. How
Yeah.
did you get that name, and what was it your first rap name?
Yeah. So basically, Skinny, I used to go by like J, not as a rap name, but like my friends used to call me J Skinny because like my government starts with a J. So I used to be like J Skinny. So I just dropped the J, so it's just Skinny Hendrix. And the Hendrix, it comes up because I fuck with like Jimi Hendrix, the artist. Like that's someone like one of my favorite artists that I really fuck with. So like that's why I took like the last like for like his last name type of shit, I guess, because he could be as like on some jiggy shit, what I'm saying, like, and I like what he stood for and stuff like that. So
Yeah, most
I
definitely.
feel with
Yeah, and obviously Jimi Hendrix is a legend. Is there other? I mean, it doesn't even have to just be hip hop. Is there other
Mhm.
like artists that have kind of influenced you and your music career?
I would say like ASAP Rocky like is a big influence on me. Like he's probably my favorite artist, like a rap artist, and like how he like raps, like his lyrical stuff is. Other than that, I would say also, damn, that's a tough question. Because me, honestly, I'll say this. Me, honestly, when it comes to music, like, it's not really like a particular like artist. It's just like if you have something like a sound or like a verse, like idea that I fuck with, I'll just gravitate to you, and then from there, I'll just like explore like your other stuff that you have, and then stuff like that. But like to say like favorite artist, it's really tough for me to like name them and shit like that. But like I say, ASAP Rocky, probably like one of my biggest inspirations.
Fair. And like obviously A$AP Rocky biggest inspiration, but like just lately, who have you been listening to?
Lately, I have ESTGs in my rotation, Babyface Ray, uh, of course ASAP. I'm listening to some Future. Recently I've listened to an artist named Steve Lacy. It's like some like kind of like R&B alternative music type shit. So I fuck with that. Brent Faiyaz also R&B side is in the rotation. Young Nudie,
Yeah.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
that's about it. I think, yeah.
Yeah, Young Nudi's new project was
Yeah,
great.
it's
It was
hard,
so
bro.
fire.
Hard.
So you've
Yeah.
obviously now you've released multiple singles on streaming services this year and last year. Which I guess you could say which single or which pack of songs is kind of your favorite?
My personal favorite would probably be No Hooks. It's like a song I'm just like rapping, I'm just talking my shit, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of music that I like doing, you know? Uh but in terms of like popularity, and like good like receptions and like reviews that I've received, like Deep End, like the first single, a lot of people like fuck with that one, you know, the melodic side and like how I'm spitting, you know, bars and shit in there. Also, another song, They See Us, that's more like of a summer vibe type song, you know? That's another one that like people really like gravitate to like when they listen to what I've put out so far.
Most definitely. And when you kind of go into the studio to make the songs, like, are you already going in there knowing what you're gonna record, or sometimes you get inspiration in the studio?
It just depends, but usually I'll say this, like me, I write my shit like beforehand type shit. Like I have the idea laid down, and then when I go to the studio, it's just like to do like tweaks here and there. If I have to change a word or like change like my tone of voice, like little stuff like that that I would do in the studio. But like all my shit, like I pre-write them and then and then I bring it to the studio. But there's other days where like I don't have anything, and then I just go through beats and stuff like that, listen to it, and then come up with like the song. And usually I would say like I'm not comfortable yet with the, how can I say this? Like just coming up with stuff on the spot.
The
Honestly,
freestyles?
yeah, exactly. But recently I've tried that approach and like I've had some good results with it. So like soon I'll probably release some of those songs, and the people will let me know like what they think on that.
Yeah, for sure. So obviously you kind of like alluded to some of the stuff that is your creative process, but what would you say is your creative process?
So basically, if we say like breaking down the song, usually I just come in with the verse. Usually, like I'll listen to the beat and then I'll just catch that first line. Once I got that first line, like it's easy for me to like I just keep like writing to it, like keep going to it. Cause how I do my songs is I try to like tell like stories and stuff like that. So like when I get that first line, it's easy for me. I just like build on that type shit.
So you already talked about Deep End, and you ended up dropping visuals for it.
Yeah.
How was that process of filming a music video, and like how much creative input do you put into your visuals?
So that was my first video. Shout out to Sleepy. We shot that with him. So basically, like, I would just like send them in like the ideas, like type of like how do you call that? The like the graphics and stuff like that, like the aesthetics. I just send him the ideas, and then like he comes back with like a plan, and then from there like we just bounce other ideas. Like sometimes we might change things like on the spot and stuff like that. But like definitely Sleepy's like a great shooter and a great help when it came to that. Cause it was my first time too, so like I didn't really know like what I was getting myself into, but
For sure.
it came out like really well. Really proud of that.
And are there like in the future, can we be expecting more visuals?
Oh yeah, definitely. Something it's coming soon. It's coming soon. I won't say too much, but yeah, I have some shit coming soon for sure. For sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
And speaking about kind of visuals and like talking about live performances,
Mm-hmm.
um, you haven't yet
Yeah,
performed
not
live,
yet. Yeah.
but is there a plan, whether it's this year, next year?
Yeah, definitely. Like I'm still like looking for like opportunities and stuff to like perform. There's definitely something that I wanna like do, cause as an artist, like you have to, you know, perform. Like the people want to see you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's definitely something that I'm working on, figuring out. But like it's on the way. It's on the way.
For sure. Um, like I think almost every, if not every song you've released is just you.
Yeah.
It's just you on the project. Is
hmm
there somebody, not even just Ottawa, is just somebody in the future you'd like to collab with?
Different. There's a lot of people that I like to like collab with, especially in the city. I'll name you some. So shout out to Freddie Prince. That's one of artists I really
Yeah,
want
he's fire.
to get one in. TK, TKMN.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he's another one. I fuck with Loki Guap. I've heard of him like recently. We were talking about him earlier.
Yeah.
He's a good artist. I fuck with. Uh, who else that I would fuck with? My homie Jaxie, of course. We have to get some in.
Is there stuff in the vault with him?
Yeah, for sure. Like we
Yeah.
have bad shit together. You know. Yeah, him too. Shit, there's probably like way more people, but like on top of my head, I can't like remember. Oh yeah, the City Fidelia, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my brother P also that I'm working with so far, like in the studio, our Real House of Ensemble. Him too, like we have like a song we made together, shit fire. Like
He's an artist or a producer?
he's like a producer, but he does like a little artist stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, him too.
So, who or what inspires you to make music?
Shit, honestly, like I just get inspired by like the shit around me. Like it might be stuff that I'm going through, stuff my homies are going through, or like shit in the past. I just get inspired by that, and then like I just write like I said, like my songs. I try to do like stories around them, like storytelling type shit. So like I just get inspiration for like shit around me, and then just get like an idea. Sometimes it might be like abstract. I just like put it together, and then I
Do you
make a
think
song.
do you think you get inspired more by other artists or almost just kind of like your just day-to-day life?
Mostly like it's a combination of both, honestly. But I'll say like most of this, like my best stuff that I think personally is just things that I pull out of my personal life, cause like I went through that shit myself, and then like you're the only one who can tell your story, type shit.
For real.
So it's like
And also a lot of times is that people can tell it's genuine, so they
yeah,
can also relate to the music more.
exactly, and like that's another thing. Like most of like how could I say this? Like if you when you're saying like real shit, like people will just come fuck with you because it's real, and
Yeah.
especially if
Yeah.
people have seen you going through a situation and like you overcome it and stuff like that, like people will even like fuck with you more with that.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you already said Jimi Hendrix, and that's kind of how you got the Skinny Hendrix name, but
Mm-hmm.
are there other genres of music you want to dabble in?
Oh yeah, definitely. I got like some R&B songs that I'm working on. I definitely want to touch like the pop music lane. That's something also that like I want to see if I can like put my sauce to that.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And obviously, a lot of, the marketing and putting music out, that's a lot of the artists, especially when you're independent and like coming up.
Mm-hmm.
But you're connected to Black Tree Hill,
Yeah.
or is that so? Is it an up and coming? Is it your up and coming label,
Yeah.
or is it a collective?
So basically, it's like we can say kind of a collective slash like label. It's my brother Jaxie who started it. Shout out to him. And honestly, like I said before, like at first, like I didn't even want to be like an artist. Like I was just wanting to be there, like support him, be like in the back. You know what I'm saying? Just do my thing. But like eventually, I seen like I have like a little talent with this shit. I had a little passion with this shit. So we're just building it together. So far, it's just like me and him that we're working on that. But like we're just building it to make it something big one day.
Yeah. And are you looking for other artists, other producers? Like, who else would you like to include in this collective?
Honestly, right now, if I would add like more people in the collective, probably like producers and engineers and stuff, because we're still trying to get like me like off the ground type shit, and then eventually once like I have like the sauce, I have the game, I can like get other people to like because I already have the blueprint and stuff like that, so it'd just be easier to like put other people on like that.
Most definitely. And
Yeah.
obviously, your buddy, he also does music. But would
Yeah.
you ever see yourself doing a group, being a part of a group, or are you
Yeah.
just kind of a solo talent?
I can like I can be like a part of a group, but like that's not something like that I'm visualizing right now. You know what I'm saying? But like definitely if there's like other artists like we have kind of like in a similar lane and like we talking about the same shit, like definitely that's something that I'll be on. Like I'll even be down to do like a collab EP, like collab project with other artists, like whether in the city or like anywhere. That's something definitely
For sure.
that I was
And
gonna do.
for the rest of 2022 and going into obviously 2023,
Hmm.
what can we expect from Skinny Hendrix?
So right now I'm just working on a little project, a little EP where like I'm just talking my shit on there. Just like some old shit like from the vault. I'm just opening that shit up and then see like what the people feel, how they feel about it, if they fuck with it, and then keep going from there. Uh yeah, that's about it.
That's
Yeah.
fair. So where can people find you?
Instagram, Skinny Hendrxx. Twitter, Skinny Hendrxx. Yeah, that's basically all my
Skinny
shit.
Hendrix everywhere.
Yeah.
And we'll put it in the description, of
Yeah,
course. Of
that's what's
course.
up.
Man, really appreciate you coming here.
I
Really appreciate
appreciate you, brother.
For sure,
I
for
just
sure.
like to say one thing, like, yo, keep going. Like, I'm behind you 100%. Like, the city, we need, like, more platforms and stuff like
Yeah.
that to, like, push the artist and, like, have, like, more people, like, be engaged, like, with what's going on in the scene. So, like, I really appreciate what you're doing out here. And, like, I'm behind you 100%, brother.
Thank you. And like I think a lot of it out here is like there's not a lot of money out here when it comes to the music scene, sports
Yeah.
scene, whatever it is. And so it's just like people need platforms,
Facts.
not just for, financial reasons, but for motivation where it's like
Facts.
I know that when, you post something or you put something out there of an artist, it's going to give them numbers, it's going to give them more publicity, and that's what everyone's looking for. And when there's so many things you have to do as an artist, whether it's, recording your music, doing the visuals,
Yeah.
like promoting your stuff, having somebody else who's just promoting it as well it's really important.
Definitely, definitely. Especially like the way you've been doing it. Like sometimes like I don't even like expect it and then you just post some of my shit. So I really appreciate that for real. So,
Of course. And
yeah.
we're gonna continue supporting, doesn't matter what end you're from, doesn't matter what part of the city you're from,
For
we'll
sure.
support everyone out here.
Yeah,
And
fuck the politics. Like we don't need that shit out here, dog. Real talk.
fair. That was the Skinny Hendrxx interview. I'm DF2. That's Skinny Hendrxx. Peace, y'all.